Welcome back to the program, friend. We're discussing the connection between Muhammad's words and deeds and the anti-Semitic violence that is perpetrated by Islamic terrorists and those who call for violence against Jews today. One more incident in the lifetime of Muhammad bears repeating. After the killing of Ka'ab, the evil genius of the Jews, Ishaq recounts, the apostle said, "Kill any Jew that falls into your power." Thereupon, Mahuyisa, son of Masad, leapt upon Ibu Sanina, a Jewish merchant with whom he had social and business relations, and killed him. Now stop, think about it. This is somebody who had business and social relations with him. Not just business, but they hung out. They ate meals. They went to parties together. The assassin's older brother name was Huwayisa. He was outraged that his younger brother had murdered his business and social associate. Ibn Ishaq says, when Muhayisa killed him, Huwayisa, the older brother, began to beat him, saying, "You enemy of God, did you kill him when much of the fat on your belly comes from his wealth?" His brother answered, "Had the one who ordered me to kill him ordered me to kill you, I would have cut your head off." Now we're going to talk about that incident tomorrow, the brother-to-brother violence in relationship to evangelism, and how the sword in Islam is readily, consistently used to convert people. Convert or die. Oh, okay, I'll convert. But back to the point at hand. When you read or you watch or you listen to the violent anti-Semitism that exists in the Muslim world, you now have some understanding of where it comes from. So when you hear them going, Zionists or Jewish blank, or they put in some expletive, you know that it comes from a long history of anti-Semitism originating with Muhammad himself. And of course, when you think about the killing of those 600 to 900 unarmed Jewish males, we spoke about that in a prior show. Remember, Muhammad brought out all the men who'd reached puberty, teenage boys, invalids, old men. He had them all brought out in batches. They dug a trench and they cut off their heads, and the heads fell into the trench, all the blood, right in downtown Medina, at the market, no less. You remember that level of hatred of the Jews, anti-Semitism, that slaughter was a key defining moment in Islamic history. Now, ultimately, all Jews were driven from Muhammad's Holy Land because, as I mentioned, just before Muhammad died, he left instructions that two religions were not to remain on the Arabian Peninsula. So all Jews and Christians, over the course of Muhammad's life, in the few years that happened just after he died, all Christians and Jews were either killed, converted, or exiled after Muhammad's death. I have to, in the moment that we have left, I want to talk about a man named Khalid, who Muhammad nicknamed the Sword of Allah. Muhammad sent him on a mission, and here's what Khalid wrote back. Khalid wrote to the apostle, "In the name of God, the compassionate, the merciful, to Muhammad, the prophet, the apostle of God. You sent me to the Al-Harith and ordered me when I came to them not to fight them for 3 days and to invite them to Islam. And if they accepted, I was to stay with them and to accept it from them and to teach them the institutions of Islam, the book of God, and the sunnah of his prophet. And if they did not surrender, I was to fight them. They have surrendered and have not fought, and I'm staying among them and instructing them in the apostles' positive and negative commands and teaching them the institutions of Islam and the prophet's sunnah until the prophet writes me." From Ibn Ishaq. So we see, as we're going to talk about tomorrow at length, that Muhammad deliberately sent people out and said, fight them and kill them, or convert them. And if they are converted by the threat of the sword, no problem. Teach them my commands. We're going to look at Osama bin Laden saying, Hey, I'm here to follow in the messenger's footsteps and to offer you the chance to surrender. I'll be right back.